Yeah. What's drippin', beloveds? You are now locked in with Fly Rothstein himself, your host, Dweathers. This is the Chopped Cheese Podcast. Let's chop it up. Yes. Good morning, good evening, good night. So whenever you listening to this, you are now tapped into the Chopped Cheese Podcast. I am your host, Dweathers, and this is officially episode 1. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm happy to actually be getting into that bag and talking about some things that may, ruffle a couple feathers, but it's gonna help you grow. It's gonna push you a little bit. This episode is gonna be titled Definition of Success. You see, the definition of success has this perception of words similar to like love or loyalty. People have this idea that these words have a definite definition. I beg to differ. I believe words such as these are defined by the individual. So, when I say what is your definition of success is, do you look up to artists, entertainers, actors, athletes, what they have or show you on social media? Is that success? What is success to you? Now, before you even get to really asking yourself the question, let me tell you a quick story. So, back in 2014, I believe, I did a seasonal job at Toys R Us when Toys R Us was still here. RIP to Toys R Us. And my first day there, I remember we had to unload the truck. It was an overnight. It was nuts. I never did this before. I'm 20 seconds in, my back started hurting, and I'm like, this is going to be a long night. It felt like we unloaded that truck in another 2 minutes. Like they wanted us to, get that done and over with. And then after we did that, through the box, we put the boxes on the floor and the inside of the building. Like, all right, they started breaking us up, and they're like, time to go stock. I'm like, damn. After that truck, I'm like, can I clock out? Like, what the? So, for a couple of days, I did the stocking thing and whatever. One day on break, I was chopping it up with one of my managers, right? I'm a person that usually listens more than I talk, so I'm letting him talk and go on about the job. I'm asking a few questions here and there, but he just started telling me one day. He was like, "Yo, I love this job. Like, the money's good. You know what I'm saying? I love the hours. I love what I do." He was like, to the point where I lost my family because of it. Now this made my eyes wide. Like, you did what? What do you mean exactly by you lost your family because of it? And he goes and tells me, well, I had a wife, some kids, and this job got in the way of that. I would work overnight, come home, they would be at school or whatever, or on their way to school. By the time they got home from school, I was, either not around or I was getting ready to get back to work. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on being a manager, whatever may have you. And I didn't really spend time with my wife due to the job as well. And he straight up told me, he said, but I don't care. Like, I love my job. So I'm sitting there mind boggled, like, you love your what? Like, so you mean to tell me you sacrificed your whole family and people that loved you and time spent with your family for this job? And he's like, yeah. And what made it even crazier is my other manager, we had a lady there, older lady. He said she'd been there longer than him, and this is it. That's all she had. She didn't have no kids. She didn't have no husband. And I'm just sitting there like, whoa. It's like she went, you know how you get your application for a job and at the bottom it says, start your career path here or whatever. She took it serious. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself like, yo, are you serious? Like, are you serious? You gave up your family for this? This is Toys R Us. What the? RP to Toys R Us, by the way. I wonder what he's doing now that there is no Toys R Us. Anyway, I say that to say he found his success. He found what he was passionate about. That's what got him up in the morning or in the evening, so to speak. That's what kept him going. That's what kept his blood flowing. He was driven. He was driven to be the manager at Toys R Us. So much to the point he was able to let go of his family for it. So now I ask you, and now you ask yourself, what is your definition of success? What does that look like? What are you willing to, sacrifice so much for to obtain, to find that happiness for you? It might not be to the extreme of what he did, but maybe it is. Are you willing to let go of your significant other? Are you willing to lose a relationship with your child, or children for what you love? For what you love, though. See, I ask what you love because there's some people that's willing to lose their family and their loved ones and all of that, their social life and so on and so forth, due to their boss. They're willing to give that up because they have to be at work, and they're so afraid of losing. They're so afraid of probably, gaining the new house and the new car. But they're even though they may be making a lot of money, they still could be living paycheck to paycheck. And they're so afraid of losing that lifestyle that they've created for themselves that they're willing to lose their family just to be able to maintain that. But are they happy? Is that success? In their head, they're telling themselves, yeah, this is success. And for those people in particular, I feel like that's where we've been programmed. That's when they've been programmed. So let's run it back. Remember when you were a kid and, I don't know, say you wanted to be Batman or you wanted to be Wonder Woman or whoever, a scientist, a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, a rapper, anything. And your parents told you, yeah, when you get older, you can be whatever you want. The sky's is the limit. You can do whatever you want. At some point, though, some year, some grade, some time, that switched. Their notion on that changed. That wasn't their same attitude towards you or what you were doing. Some point it became, well, you need to get a job. Well, you need to go to school. Why is that? And then maybe if you look around, maybe you were the first person in your family to finish high school, or you were the first person in your family to go to college or finish college. If you had that type of pressure, or if that label was on you as the first, then that might have been all your family, your parents, they ever seen, that I'm ever thought or imagined to be success. So it's like, well, if you finish high school and you get a college degree, you're going to be successful because you got that piece of paper. You got that thing. You got the grade saying, hire me. I'm supposed to be successful because of that. And school teaches you a lot of that too. I mean, ultimately, in my opinion, school is nothing more than a place where they pump, can you remember this the best? That's it. We're going to tell you these things, throw a bunch of stories at you, teach you this, teach you that, but we really just want you to remember it so we can give you a grade on remembering it. Like, can you retain this? But for how long? And you only need to know it for the test. Because as soon as the test is over, who cares, right? After your regions or whatever, who cares about that? Like, I don't remember probably everything I learned in high school, or college for that matter. Like, I don't remember taking any of that stuff with me. I know they didn't teach me nothing about life, nothing real. They ain't teach me nothing about credit. They ain't teach me about finances. Where I went to school, I'm pretty sure there's people that had got some knowledge on some of these things, but I know they didn't teach me, which means I know they didn't teach my friends because we went to the same school. You know what I'm saying? So that gives you a major setback. But at the end of the day, they still want you to complete and finish these things. Why? So you can obtain success. But what success? Whose success? Is it your success or is it my success? Like, what if I don't want to go to college? Am I unsuccessful because I don't want to go to college? Am I unsuccessful because I don't finish college? What if I go to college and it's just not for me? What if school was never for me? You know what I mean? Am I not allowed to have success now because of that? Who put this in order? Who made that a thing? Who made that law? So now, thinking that is like, so what is success? What is success? And once again, success has to be defined by the person that's going to obtain it. It's up to you. Is being the manager at Toys R Us success to you? Like, are you good with that? Or do you want more? The crazy thing about social media is we see so many things on there that we have this perception that this person is successful or he or she is living better than I am because of the things they post. When reality, they don't even have the things they post. It's not real. It's an illusion. It's magic. And once you know the magic trick, it's no longer a factor. So once you figure out that, well, if I go to college and I get a degree and then I leave college, now I'm in debt. I can't really pay it back because, oh, wait, the job I'm trying to get says they're not hiring right now. All right, well, let me go try to get something else. Wait, you're overqualified. So the magic trick has been revealed. It doesn't matter. You're still not successful. Now you're just in a hole out the gate. This is all my opinion. Okay, so step back. So what is success? Is success what your friend is doing? Do you know somebody that's like, I don't know. Do you get caught up in, well, my cousin is a CNA or she went to school for an LPN, so I'm going to do that too, and then that's going to be success. Is success following what somebody else is doing? Yes and no. You want to know yes is because you get to define what the success is, and no because somebody else gets to say, nah, that's not my success. So it's yes and no. But which one are you? Are you the person that's just following suit? Are you just telling yourself, I got to pay these bills, I got to do this. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure my priorities straight. I got to make sure there's food on the table. I got to take care of my kids. I got to do this, that, and the third. So I got to get this job and I got to lock in with this job and I got to accept this abuse. And that's that, like, for the rest of my life. Like, what becomes the end goal? What's your end goal? Is retirement the end goal? Do you plan on giving your better years of your life in order to one day be able to spend the money you've saved over compound interest over so many years at the age of 65? I mean, even at my age now, I'm 29. I wake up sometimes and things hurt. Elbows and knees and back hurt a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm young. Can you imagine when I'm 65? Am I going to want to go scuba diving with dolphins then? Possibly if I, I mean, I'm hoping so. I'm going to want to. It's not if I want. Is my body going to allow me? Who knows, depending on what type of job you're doing. I know working overnight, I know that takes years off your body. I know for a fact. I just know it in my bones. Like, to work an overnight job, lifting boxes and doing whatever, all that rough, I know that's taking years off of people's lives, man. On top of stress and anything else that come with life already. I know that's taking years off your body. So by the time you're 65 and you get to kick your feet up, Are you even going to be able to lift your leg up to kick it up? Know what I'm saying? Is retirement the end goal? Do you want to do anything now? You know, one of the craziest things to me, I'm sorry if I'm going a little rambly with this. One of the illest things to me is having a probation period when you first start a job. I don't know what the amount day is. Is it 30, 60, or 90? It's in there. It's one of those 30, 60, or 90 days. But just the fact that they're telling you, nah, you can't take off or call out for 90 days because you're on your probation period. That doesn't sound nuts to you that somebody is telling you, nah, you can't do something? So they're telling you life can't happen at all. Yo, make sure nothing happens to the point where you have to call out, because if you do, you will be fired. That sounds nuts. Who? How? Are you crazy? You can't. Come on. That don't sound crazy to you? Is that success? Is that job success? Ask yourself this. Say you do go to college, you get the degree. Because I'm not telling you not to go to college and get no degree. Go do that. Go be great if that's what you want to do. If the career path you're chasing requires these things, then by all means, go do it. Knock them dead. What I will say is just get the C's, though. Just pass, man. Don't bust your brain trying to get an A. That doesn't change anything. Just get the C's. Anyway, if you do get that job, say you're making 80, 100,000 a year, whatever, but you're working 80 hours a week, is it worth it? Are you rich? Are you like, where's the time to spend the money? Where's the time to travel? Where's the time to enjoy the fruits of your labor? Right. Made you think real quick. So now let's come back. So what is success to you? Can you define it? What can you do every morning and be ecstatic that you're doing it? Is there anything that can wake you up in the morning from an alarm and you don't hit the snooze button? Because if you hit the snooze button, you don't want to go where you got to go. You don't want to go there. I can tell you every Saturday, me personally, I go to the gym and I just do cardio. My alarm goes off and I just get up and go. I don't hit a snooze button. I mean, I do the same thing with work. Like, I just go. But I'm saying, if you have to hit the snooze button, you don't really want to go. You want to stay exactly where you're at. So what is success? Is success the freedom to stay exactly where you're at? And if so, how can you achieve that? We'll talk about that later. That'll be another episode. We'll start diving into that. But right now, I ask again, what is success? What is your success? What are you willing to sacrifice? What do you want? Be specific. After the podcast, get yourself, if ladies, go get yourself a glass of wine, know what I'm saying? Open up your notepad in your phone or get a pen and paper, and I want you to really write this stuff down. I want you to write, fellas, go grab the Henny or whatever you need to drink. Same thing. I want you to ask yourself, what do you want? Be specific, even materialistic items. Where do you want to live? What state? What country? Do you want to travel all the time? What kind of foods do you want to eat? Do you want a chef? Do you want a butler? Do you want a maid? Know what I'm saying? What kind of car you want to drive? What kind of cars you want to drive? Do you want to own a yacht? Do you want to own a boat? I mean, a plane? Like, what is it that you want? Be specific. When you walk into your closet, what kind of outfit you want in there? What kind of designers? Be specific. Some people might I just want a nice little 1-bedroom apartment. Know what I'm saying? Nice little 2021 Honda. in a miniature position at Toys R Us and be good with that. Some people want simple stuff, but I want you to want what you want. I don't want you to want what only you think you can obtain. Don't cheat yourself. Don't be like, well, I don't know how I can get the big mansion in LA, so I don't want that. Nah, what do you want? Be specific. What do you want? Be real. So yeah, take some time, think about this. Think about it. What would make you happy enough to give your family away? Excuse me. What would make you happy enough to sacrifice such a thing? Or is your family included in what you want? If so, write that down. Come on. That's going to be it for this first episode. This is to make you think a little bit. I just want to know. And I want you to want to know. And I want you also to know. What is success? I'm your host, Dweathers. This is the Chop Cheese Podcast. If you here for the podcast only, hit subscribe. Rate a boy. Leave a review. I'll take 5 stars. Thank you. You feel me? If you want to tap in with me on a music tip, if you're listening on YouTube, links will be in the description and all that. Or go on any one of your DSPs, which is your streaming services, and type in Dweathers. You can tap in with me there. Social media link and all that's in the bottom, but it's Dweather5. Link up. Stay humble, stay hungry, stay cocky. You heard? Holla at me.